Hi, and thank you for joining me on another episode of the Tech Exec podcast, where we help you create a team you're proud of leading because life's too short to lead an average team. Because as Eros Ramazzotti says in one of his shows I attended this year, La vita è troppo corta per non viverla di corsa. And if you don't speak Italian, life is too short for not living it running. Don't take it just walking by. Now, as part of that, I want to talk about sock puppets. I'm recording these episodes in advance. Hopefully, as you're listening to this, I'm having a good time in Italy with my kids. I'm not sure about the good time with them, but at least I'm going to have a bunch of Aperol spritzes. And this is the summer. We have a bunch of screen time. And you know what I'm enjoying? Watching Bluey with my kids. And one of the episodes was about sock puppets. And I realized that I keep seeing a bunch of sock puppets at work. And you know why? Because there are these sorts of executives who think they are delegating, who think they are good at letting others do things, that they are not bottlenecks. But what ends up happening is that even though they might be letting, in air quotes, the people under them make decisions, what the team has learned with time is that no matter what your director under you says, for example, all too often when they come up to the defining moment, when they show what they've done, you overturn a decision because you're like, what? Who told you to do that? No. I want it to be like that. Or I really think it should look like this. And if you have this tendency, you might not be realizing that you're overriding decisions of people under you. But this is nevertheless the same result. And when you do that, your team learns that the people managing them are sock puppets. They never have the final say, and you cannot trust their word. It doesn't matter that we were just in a meeting and a decision was made. They know that someone should go to you and ask, maybe point blank, and maybe someone tries to do it smoothly without you realizing, just mentioning, by the way, we're going to do this and that. Doesn't that make sense to you? And you might not even be realizing this, but someone has learned that if we don't get your approval, we're going to have a bad time. My main problem with this is that you're handicapping your organization's ability of growing real leaders. You are making them into placeholders, not managers. And when this happens, why would I or anyone want to be managers under you? What do we have to aspire for? And what message are you sending everyone in the organization? And I saw this happen repeatedly. For example, I saw a startup where everyone knew there was no point in listening to what the PM was saying, or at least it's okay to listen to them. But no engineer lifted a finger and made a single keyboard press without making sure that the head of product has agreed to this notion. And, if this is what you have, why even have so many PMs? Why even have so many directors under you or engineering managers under you if eventually all the decisions are bottlenecked through you? I don't care if you're thinking that you're helping the team, that you're saving them time, because even if you're preventing expensive mistakes, you have to fix the way this prevention is being done, because you cannot allow it to continuously happen in this form of overriding decisions. So I want you to take a few minutes right now and think, when was the last time that you had overridden a decision that was made under you without talking to the person who made the decision and seeing what they were thinking, without communicating it properly, or without even realizing that you had done it until it was too late? Chances are this has happened recently. And if you're feeling like this might be a recurring issue for you or with any of your managers, you have to cut it out. And by the way, if you're feeling like you're being a sock puppet because you're the one who's never trusted, because your decisions keep getting overturned, then you need to fix that as well. This is something that I work a lot on with my clients. And if you feel like you don't have a seat at the table, if you feel like you're not really an executive, but just have a glorified manager title, you need to fix that, because otherwise you're going to start believing in being a sock puppet. And I don't want anyone sticking their hand over there. That's it for this week. Thank you for joining me. As always, check out my books, my newsletter, my community for startup executives. Links to all of that and maybe other goodies are in the show notes. Thank you. See you here next week.